Hey, Lindsay, how are you?
Hey, Michelle, I'm feeling excellent today. What's going on with you?
Yeah, not too much. Had a good weekend. Excited to be recording. Lindsay, do you like to go to a lot of shows or concerts or plays?
Oh, you know what? I'm not a huge concert goer, but once in a while, like actually pretty much around this exact time, I'm going to be going to a very fun concert in Vegas to see Adele. I'm super excited.
Wow.
Yes,
That's
super excited.
fun. Is she
Yeah.
doing a residency there or?
Yeah, she's doing a residency in Vegas. She did last year too, but we couldn't go, and now we're finally going to get to go. So I
Oh,
am ready.
good. Just really quick, that'll be a bonus word for today. What's a residency?
I guess I just learned that actually. I just learned when we went and bought these tickets for Adele, but I guess it's like a long-term stay where that
Yeah,
particular performer performs for like months at a time, like 6 months at a time,
right.
and they just set up shop there. But Adele is just always sold out, but I saw these tickets and I just jumped on them. I said, "Hey,
That's
let's do
good.
something different." She is just an incredible singer, you
Yeah.
know? So,
I can't wait to hear about that. Yeah. And guys,
yeah.
yeah, residency, think of the word residence, right? To
Yeah.
live somewhere. So it's not just a quick stay. And it's very common in Las Vegas for artists to have residencies, right? That they don't
Mm.
it's not very like for a longer period of time that a artist stays in Vegas.
Oh, I didn't know that. I guess that makes sense though, right? That makes sense because Vegas is really a music and a food city. I mean, people think of gambling, but I don't gamble. I don't like to gamble. I don't see the point.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
I think people do go to Vegas for food, really good food, good famous chefs and live music and just kind of partying with friends, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, I went
Yeah.
last year. I had a great
Did
time.
you?
Yeah, I did.
Fun.
Yeah, I went, yeah, like, October of 22.
Oh, very nice. We just did an episode that we recorded, guys, just this past week,
Oh my
about how
goodness.
to talk about things in the past, how to refer to dates that go far back, a year back, 2 years back. So go check out that episode. So, Michelle,
Definitely.
it sounds like anytime you find cheap flights, maybe from New York to Vegas, you jump on them. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah, I jump on it. Right. If I can find a cheap flight, cheap tickets to something. We recently talked about how I went to the Pink concert and I was trying to jump on the tickets. Actually, I have to say, I am going to see Pink again.
You are? Oh
Yes,
my gosh, when is this happening?
next August.
You're the
Okay. So,
number one
well,
fan.
yeah, so because she came out with like a pre-sale and this time I wasn't going to wait, so I jumped on the tickets because they're just going to get more and more expensive. So I'm not going to fall for that like I did last time.
Good thinking, Michelle. I love it. Wow. Okay, that's very cool. You'll have to catch us up right before you go, and we'll talk about, show our listeners how to talk about being excited about an event, right?
That's right.
Anticipating an event. Yeah.
Ah, that's great. That's great. So, guys, before we get into today's episode a little more, make sure and go and get our app. We have it on
Yeah.
iOS and Android. It's allearsenglish.com/app to get in on that.
You got it. Get those transcripts right on your phone, guys. Good stuff. So, where do we go from here? We're talking about this one very specific phrase, right, Michelle, and how to
Mhm.
use it. What is that phrase again?
To jump on something. Now, here, do I literally mean like I'm gonna jump on some tickets or
No.
no,
No, you're not jumping. You're not jumping on any couches. I imagine
no.
celebrities and talk shows, they always seem to jump on the couches for some reason. I don't know why.
That's
Why do
true.
they
That was
do
Tom
that?
Cruise, I think.
Tom
I
Cruise, but
remember. Yeah.
I've seen recently,
You've
I
seen
saw
other
someone else did
couch
that. Like,
jumping?
why do you feel that you need to do that? I don't know, but that's not what you're talking about here, right?
Maybe I'm gonna jump on my couch later just to see. Maybe there's something I'm missing. Maybe it's really fun.
Yeah.
Um, okay. Anyway, yeah. So today we're talking about a more figurative use of to jump on something, right? So you might have heard to jump at the opportunity. So, for
Yeah.
example, when I saw the job ad, I jumped at the opportunity and applied right away. So
Yes.
this really means to jump on something is to jump on it. It's to do something right away, to grab it,
Yeah.
to get going. You don't want to wait.
Yeah, you don't hesitate. You don't say, "Oh, let me wait and see what happens to the price tomorrow." This
Yeah.
makes me think of, do you ever use the Hopper app when you book flights?
No. Oh, no, I
I've
haven't.
told you about that before. It's a good
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
idea. Last, year, we were stuck in New England trying to get back to Denver, around Christmas or right after Christmas, and, flights were getting canceled like crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like, we'd go to the airport and the flight would get canceled while we're on our way because there was that whole mess with
Right.
all the weather and the internal
Oh,
systems with all
man.
the airport everything was messed up. But we were monitoring flights on Hopper, and for some miracle, a flight came open or everything was booked. And then there's one seat on United Airlines going to Denver. We jumped on it right away. We booked it in the car, didn't even think about it. It was
Right.
that crazy, you know?
Yes. Wow, that is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to you jumped on it, right? That's
Yeah.
I mean, you could have said to me, "Oh, so we bought the tickets." But what is to say
Yeah.
you jumped on it? What did that do for the story?
It changes the story completely. First of all, it makes it more interesting. It shows me the urgency that was
Yes.
going on, and that was a
Urgency.
very urgent, desperate time. There were tears. It was bad. This
Oh.
was like the 4th time we had driven to the airport trying to get on a flight, right?
Oh. Oh,
We
no.
you
Tears by you?
There were tears, yes,
Ah,
both of us. We
Lindsay.
just wanted to get back. It was bad, and so we jumped on it because that was our emotional state. We just needed to get on a plane,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly, exactly. So, yeah, I was thinking the same thing, urgency, right? And it
yeah,
shows that urgency when you're telling the story.
yes.
So it means to you that you're quickly doing something, make sure things go well, make sure you
Mhm,
get it, not a lot of thinking, you gotta go. Guys,
yes.
also, if you haven't listened yet, listen to episode 2134, how to express your stress in English, right? So we're a little
Yeah.
stressed in that story.
Well, the other thing I think I'm thinking about here, Michelle, is it may also indicate competition.
Yes.
When people are vying, that's a bonus word for our listeners, vying for
Vying.
something. Maybe there's only 2 tickets for something, maybe there's only 2 spaces, I don't know. There's competition and everyone wants it. This would be another reason you would use the word jumped on it.
Right, it
Okay.
makes me think of, like, when you're a kid and there's, like, the most popular the toys, and then the people
Yeah.
parents always get into fights at the toy
Oh my
store.
gosh, yes. I've seen that on the news. I've seen
Y
that on the news.
Yes,
Yes, yeah.
exactly. So let's do a few other examples of to say to jump on something.
All right, here we go. Oh, people just got up from the table. Let's jump on it. Ooh, that's another great example. That's a great example. Let's say you're touring some city, you're a tourist, and it's really cold outside, and you want to
Mm.
go in a cafe and just sit and get
Yeah.
warm, and all of a sudden, like you need a table, right? Otherwise, you have to go
Yeah.
back outside into the cold.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's always awkward, like, when
yeah.
do you ever what do you do if you see that somebody's about to get up and then
I
you
try
have
not
that
to hover.
yeah,
I try not to
hover,
hover.
hover, that's like what does that mean?
Hovering's a great word. Hover. Guys, get that app so that you can see how that's spelled. But yeah, it means, well, it just means you kind of hang out, but it's very
Like
obvious that you're waiting for that table.
yeah, and it's kind of uncomfortable to be sitting at a seat
Yes.
and, like, you're trying to finish up your meal or your coffee, and then you just can
Yeah.
feel these eyes
People are
on you.
watching you.
Yeah, like, everybody's like, get up," and you
Yeah.
can't
It's
really then you feel this awkward pressure.
Oh, it's very awkward, the whole thing. Yeah, I try not to hover, but sometimes I can't avoid it. Or I'll just step back as long as I can stay in the warm, right? In the warmth, and not have to go back out to a cold city, for example.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so funny. Okay, what else, Michelle?
All right, let's do another example. So here we go. Oh, wow, the tickets for the 7 a.m. flight are cheap.
Okay, let's jump on them. We don't wanna miss out. Yeah, so
Okay.
this is a real human emotion,
Mhm.
the feeling of being afraid of missing out, not in the way of you see your friends on Instagram, they're having fun, not that
Yeah,
FOMO,
no.
right? More the
Yeah.
FOMO of something is gonna be happening, and if I don't get this thing, this opportunity, I'm not gonna be happy. It's a very human thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be happy either. I'll be sad that I missed something. I was hoping to see a concert. I won't get on the flight I need to. I might not get
yeah,
the job opportunity. They might close the window for it, right? So
yeah,
just this
yeah.
sense of urgency here. So, Lindsay, I mean, would you say this has more of a formal or an informal connotation, or really either?
Both. I think either. It goes across the business world. If you I
Yeah,
could see using
yeah.
this in a business. We could have done this as a business English episode on our business English podcast easily,
True.
right? We could have put this in a business context. Oh, there are some opportunities in AI right now. No one's doing it yet. Let's jump on this. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right,
Easy.
right, or
Sure.
coming up with
Mhm.
new ideas with your teammates, like, that
Yep.
you're
Mhm.
yeah, so lots of
Mhm.
different opportunities.
Yeah. I just think that the human mind tends to kind of catastrophize what will happen
Yeah.
if we don't get it. But then there's also the phenomenon of once we get the thing, sometimes there's a buyer's remorse,
Mm,
right? You get that
yes.
too?
Yes, like, once I think Dan said my middle name was buyer's remorse.
Oh, no. That's not good. That's
I
not
have a
fun.
couple things that I already I went shopping and because I desperately needed jeans. I mean, it was a desperate situation.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at some things that I realized I need to return. So
Okay, that can happen, right? So maybe another episode we'll talk a bit about
buyer's
buyer's
oh,
remorse and
that'd be
kind of the
fun.
words and phrases that come up around that. It's sort of the counter to this, right? We could do that as a
Ooh,
second part to this episode. Super
that's
interesting,
fun.
Michelle. Okay, so yeah, as we've said, guys, as we said earlier, this totally works in the business world too, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
exactly. So another
Hmm.
way jump is used, just to throw out one more before we get going, is to jump all over someone. And that is different, right? So
Hmm.
that means that you're bothering someone. Maybe you're complaining about them to their face, being
Yeah.
critical. It's
Yeah.
it's it's not a good thing to jump
Right.
all over someone.
Yeah, you're lashing out at someone, you're attacking them. Maybe you have complaints for the manager at a restaurant. You feel like you haven't been treated well as a customer and you ask to speak to the manager and you jump all over them, right? Don't do
Yeah.
it. Don't do
Yeah,
it.
don't do it, don't do it. So, that's different, guys. So, if you hear this one, you'll know what it means, right? So, to
Yeah.
jump on something is different than to jump all over someone.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's important, to know there. So, here we go. So, for example, you could say, "I was 5 minutes late, but she jumped all over me."
Yeah, it's interesting how it's just a matter of changing a few little prepositions for our listeners
Yeah,
here that it totally changes the expression. So be careful there,
yeah.
guys.
And
Or
again, it
Mhm.
doesn't mean physically here to jump, right? Like, unless I'm
Yeah,
talking about my dog. I was 5 minutes late, but the dog jumped all over me, right? Like, does Kiefer jump all
which
over you when you come in the house?
Which is more the literal
Yeah, exactly.
definition of that. Physically, and the dog's happy. Yes, he's not a big jumper, but yeah, when we come in, he does jump up. He gets really excited. His tail goes like
Oh,
he just
and he gets the zoomies. I
he
remember
gets
that.
the zoomies. He's just the sweetest dog ever. Oh my gosh, don't get me started on my dog. um,
Aw.
but yeah, I just want to make sure that it's clear. So when your dog gets home, your dog jumps all over you. That's the physical, literal definition of jumping all over
Yeah.
someone, covering them. But as we're saying, if you want to talk to the manager, you're upset in a restaurant, you might jump all over that. It means like it's more about the words you're saying are kind of negative. So it becomes negative when it's used figuratively,
It's more
right?
like attacking someone, like
Yeah, it's attacking someone.
attacking
Yeah.
someone usually verbally.
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah, I
Different.
mean, another example, Lindsay, what's another example of that?
So you could say, "Don't jump all over me. I didn't do it on purpose." So
Yeah.
maybe something went wrong and you're getting mad at me, Michelle, and I'm saying, "Wait, back off,"
Yeah.
just pushing you back a little bit.
Exactly. So, I mean, Lindsay, it doesn't feel good if someone jumps all over you for something.
No, of course not. Of course
Yeah,
not. And
of
that's
course.
not a good environment for a work environment either, right? A
Oh,
good
no
vibe,
way.
not
No,
good.
not a good vibe. So, guys, we just wanted to clarify this for you because you might hear to jump all over someone, and that's much different than to jump on something. So,
For sure.
important to get a little bit of clarification. I just wanted to throw that out there because it's good to learn a couple of different things to use with this, but also learn, okay, if you hear one different word, it completely changes the meaning.
I mean, these are nuances that if we're going to go after these phrases, we want to make sure we use them correctly, guys, right? For connection. So, listen to this episode again. We're going to do a quick role play for our listeners because we
Mm-hmm.
know our listeners love them.
Mm-hmm.
Here, Michelle, we are friends and we're talking about getting tickets to a Broadway show. Another thing you might want to jump on, right? If
Yes.
you see an availability. So here we go.
Okay.
Okay, I see the sign. It says 50% off.
Oh, wow. Let's jump on it.
Okay.
Go, go, come on.
Geez, Michelle, don't jump all over me.
Sorry, I'm just excited.
Yeah, things can get crazy like this for Broadway shows too. They used to have where you could line up for tickets in Times Square to get
They
the
have
cheaper
that.
ones. Do they still have that now?
Yeah.
Yeah, they still had that, okay. Yeah, for sure. And so we used both expressions here, and again, they mean something different. They're used in the same scenario here, but they do mean something different. So you said, "Okay, I see the sign. It says 50% off."
Mhm.
And you
Yeah.
said,
Oh, wow, let's jump on it. So, do I wanna get the tickets or not?
"Yeah, you want the tickets." And you're telling me to go after the tickets, right?
Right, because
Go get the
and sometimes
tickets.
on these sites, or if you're using a website, sometimes it's like, "We can only hold your ticket for,
Mm.
10 minutes," and then the time ticks down. You've seen
Oh,
that?
that's Oh, of course, I've seen
Yeah.
that. Yes, yes, it's a real tactic, right. And that
Mhm.
that, invokes, like, the fear of loss,
Yeah.
right? Some real tactics going on there for sure. And then you said, "Go, go, come on, come on." And then I said, "Geez, Michelle, don't jump all over me. Maybe I'm trying to buy the tickets on my phone and you're kind of pressuring me, and so it's
Yeah, I'm like,
feeling a
"Come
little
on,
aggressive."
go!"
Yeah, I'm telling you to back off, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Lindsay, this is a fun one. I mean, Lindsay, would you say that you tend to jump on things, or are you a little bit more relaxed?
So I'm generally I hang back a little more sometimes. I might like lose an opportunity because I'm thinking about it. But if I know I really want to do something, I'll go for it. But it's rare. It just I have to be queued up already to get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It won't be like, oh my gosh, like this famous singer is 50% off. Just do it. I would think, oh, do I really want to see them?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I have to be prepared for it and then wait for the deal. So
Yeah.
that's how it goes for me. What about you?
Um, yeah, I would say that I'm kind of similar. Like with the Pink concert, I kept on thinking, "No, but it's too expensive. I shouldn't do
Right.
it." And then at the end, I realized, "No, I'm like I'll be really upset if I miss an opportunity." So,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. The fear of missing out for sure.
that's right.
All right, Michelle.
All
So,
right.
guys, takeaway here, you understand the difference. Go back, listen again, understand the two phrases, and then start to implement them, right? When you talk about exciting events,
Yeah.
right?
Yes,
So good.
exactly. All right. Well, this was a lot of fun, Lindsay. And guys, we will talk to you on the next episode.
Take care, Michelle. Bye.
Bye.